Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, world's gonna find a way. There's none so blind as he who will not see. We must not close our minds. We must let our thoughts be free. Every hour passes by, you know the world gets a little bit older. It's time to realize that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Sing it, children. Everybody's beautiful, oh, in their own way. And under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. We shouldn't care about the length of his hair or the color of his skin. Don't worry about what shows from without, but the love that lives within. We gonna get it all together now. Everything gonna work out fine. Just take a little time. Look on the good side, my friend. Straighten it out in your mind. And everything is beautiful. Its own way, like a starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Sing it again, children. Everybody's beautiful, oh, in their own way, and under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. One more time. Everything is beautiful, oh, in its own way, like a star.
Good evening and greeting of peace to everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this very, very significant program. Now, just to let you know, we have translations available for you in 3 languages: Mandarin, Chinese. You can choose Chinese in the translation option below. For Malay, you choose French, and for Tamil, you choose Tamil. So, what makes our program very special today? So we want to shed some light on a very interesting topic about empowering someone who appears to be disconnected physically and mentally from us. How do we do that? Is that even possible? To host the session this evening, we have today Ms. Punita, who is a clinical psychologist who has worked in a special needs center for a year. Ms. Punita has done her master's in clinical psychology and did her training in Selayang Medical Center and UPSI Medical Center. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Punita.
Thank you, Ms. Dimple, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. For the next 45 minutes, we are going to learn how meditation can empower the life of our special needs children. And what's better than hearing it from someone who has been practically using this technique for the past 18 years. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Mrs. Vanaja Alagasan with us. She is a mother of 2 wonderful children. She is a housewife. Her younger son was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, and currently he's 19 years old. I interviewed Mrs. Alagasan 2 years back when I was doing my master's research. I also interviewed few other parents with special needs children because I wanted to study how they are managing their time, other responsibilities, their own mental health, all the while providing for their special needs child. At that time, Mrs. Alagasan shared with me that she is practicing meditation and it helped herself and her son. I felt some of her experience are very good and it should be shared with other parents as herself. I'm glad after 2 years, it is finally happening. I hope everyone is eager as me to make the most out of the 45 minutes. So without further ado, let's get to the first question. Mrs. Alagasan, I believe most of our audience today can relate to your earlier experience after the diagnosis. But we like to hear about the changes that happen after you start practicing meditation. So if you can share with us, why meditation?
Thank you, Ms. Punita, for inviting me to this program. And I would like to thank the organizer because I really appreciate that this is a very unique program that actually cater for very, very targeted, very special groups here. So why meditation for me is, first of all, as a mother, even though I have many supports, okay, it can be a medical support, support from teachers and therapists. I really appreciate their work, what they have taught me. When I want to do that, take the guidance and do that, I find that I need some inner power which can make me do things more consistently, and also it should really work well for my son. So at that time, what comes to my mind is my mind should be very powerful in that. And I could see it play a bigger role to uplift my spirit, to go on with what I'm doing for my son. It is not only I directly have to project everything to my son first, but I have to be stabilized first, isn't it? If I unable to stabilize my mind, make it more powerful, then how I'm going to help my child? So I realized this very well. So whatever guidance I take from the outside support is very helpful in physical level. But to hold that for a long time, I need to support myself with my own inner strength. So I find that meditation is a very big tool and also very essential to keep my mind stable and also powerful. So I thought my mind is my first child, which I have to take care very carefully. Otherwise, this child will create more complicated thought in my current situation when I'm handling my son, which as if parents here as an audience, caregivers or teachers or therapists, anyone could be here. I think you know well the situation. Yeah, we don't have eye rest at all. Sometimes even I got eye rest, but my mind keep working on something, what I'm going to do next. It is not only taking care of the child. Of course, as a mother, I can't avoid other chores if I have the daily routine. And I know some of the mothers here, they are even working. They have to take care of their job as well. At the same time, this child, which I said my first child, I have to make sure this child is strong. Okay, it has more positive energy in it. And it's not going to bring me into complicated situation. It brings me more quality thought. Purpose, I must know the clarity, the purpose, what I'm doing for myself and for my son. And every knowledge that I get from outside to handle this, I must use it in proper way. So discipline my mind is the first thing I try to do. When I take full charge of myself, then I can charge my child. If not, if I lose control on myself, let's say as a mother, feelings and emotional always take place. Rather than I'm using my head, thinking what I want to do, what I'm planning for my son, my heart will also interact with emotional and feelings. But actually, in meditation, I learned that I have to bring this both together. Okay, it is not only planning something in my intellect, but I also have to put the proper plan in my mind, right? So in this way, I find that I can take charge of the situation and also my son. And I must prepare myself to accept whatever result after trying many things for my son. And at the same time, I also must make sure that journey of my life is go smoothly. So these challenges is not something that always become like a block or blockages in my mind or daily life. It has to be go smoothly. You have to be sailed, like a ship. So even though there is a very rough waves in life, but I must navigate it in a proper way. So my mind, I have to take care of my mind and I have to be a captain of my life. So this is where the energy that I got it from meditation. It is not only mine, there is also another two subtle powers which I used in meditation to take care of myself. And through that, I learned about how my son's mind also working. He's a special need. He's unable to create thoughts like us, plan things like what I'm doing. So we all know when we wake up early in the morning, the first thing what we will do, we will create thought. The mind is the first section where the thoughts come in. Then I operate my daily life based on the thought that I create. And whatever I'm getting through that, I'm going to imprint this as experience in my life. So that's why meditation is playing a very big role to control all these three parts inside me, Samadhi.
Okay. Mrs. Alagason, you keep mentioning about focusing the mind, power of mind during meditation. But can you explain this further, maybe with an example so that it's easier for us to understand?
Okay, just now I mentioned the three subtle powers. If you don't mind, can we share the slide, the first slide? So when I say mind, let's say first I say that I need to take charge of myself before I take charge of my child. First of all, I must understand there are three subtle powers in me working together. If I say I have to take charge, these three subtle power means, and I as a captain is also a life energy. And I need to give energy to all these three components inside me. So first is mind, the next is intellect, and then the impression. So this is the one I'm going into the depth. So it's good to have another slide, which I can explain on mind. Okay, from here we can understand the different I as a mother and my son who's not able to do the thinking process just like what I am. That's why we call and we label them a very special. It's a very royal way of saying, okay, when the mind is thinking, you see, whatever energy, the first part, the mind, is like a waves of thought, many inputs my senses will be collecting. It could be from touching, seeing, hearing, okay, taste. Okay, I'm collecting something and I'm creating thought based on that, what I want. You can see waves of thought. So this is how the same thing working in the child. It could be bad, it could be good, waste, positive, negative, everything will come in. So we as a normal person, we know how to filter that by using intellect, which as a scale that it can judge what I want, what is good for me and what is not good. But for a child, for a special child, they lost this connection. They can get input like us, but to judge on what they want, what is good for them, they lost the connection and they are unable to express in their action. Slowly what happened, when they express in the action whatever they did, it become their experience and it is recorded in them. Okay, that's why the last one, the recording things, you see a very, the cyclic pattern. Each and every one term also the same. Even though we all know how to put our signature, but yet in many authority places, in the government and all that, they still want our thumbprint. And from that, we can understand each and every one is a different individual to identify. And for special need kids, I identify my son a very unique and a different person, and his imprint is different. Now, my mind must be powerful to understand him. I can't expect 100% the way I want or the way I look at him, but I must try to accept him because he is a different person. Make him more in the way different is more positive. He has his uniqueness in him. Okay. So now, how I'm going to make these three components powerful so that I can project the same to my son. You see, maybe in this audience, I hope maybe some of you are teachers and parents. If here, you might have very familiar the word of becoming a shadow teacher for your special child, because your child sometimes unable to do things by his own. Okay, it could be any category of special need. They need supervision and guidance, and they have to live by themselves at one point of lifetime, that they have to be independent. And all of us parents have this thought that what will happen after my time. So this is the only time that we have to empower them. If I want to be a good shadow teacher and I want to educate him and teach him to be independent later in his life, to some extent, according to his capacity, I need light in my life. It is not only understanding my own mind, but I need a light behind me so that a perfect shadow to guide my son will fall on him. Just like in aeroplane, we always used to see there is guidance behind the seat. Says before you help someone under your care in emergency time, you have to put oxygen mask for yourself first. So I need to get the light, draw the light from higher source of energy. It can be anything. Okay, if all of us from different backgrounds, some of us will hold on to positivity mind. We will say only that will support me. Some of us will hold to self-respect. Okay, some of us have a very strong faith, and we will say my guiding light is God. And many kind we will have. So according to your own belief system or your own way of handling, try to take it as a very supreme higher source of energy and light. So I try this way, and I always feel that this shadow, this positive shadow is falling on my son. And the changes, like what Ms. Punita asked me at the beginning, there will be changes. So can you explain on that? And I find that the changes is, the main part of changes is I could make him more calm. I understand that he responds. Whatever I'm thinking in my mind, he could able to respond, because that is the energy that I could vibrate. This is not something miracle or what. It is something that what I'm bringing out, how I look at him, that is what he's going to give, that is how he's going to give the response. Of course, on and off, there is a challenging time. I won't say it is to the very 100% the changes will be there. The challenging is there, but we have to accept. As a normal person also, sometimes our own mind, way of thinking, our own ideas also become challenges for us. Things are not as what we expect outside. And as a normal person, if I myself have challenges to handle, so I can't complain on my son. I should accept him. But my duty is, am I doing the right way, sending a good vibration and energy from power of my mind?
Okay. Your explanation about the three components of soul was very interesting. Mind and intellect was something we commonly hear, but the impression was something new. Mrs. Alagason, you share with us how you practically apply these things you learn through meditation on a day-to-day life, and how it helps yourself and your son.
Okay. In my day-to-day life, actually, I practice this meditation. You see, all of us will be thinking that meditation is, I need a special environment and atmosphere. And I'm going to tell here honestly that having a special need kid, always we are not in a perfect atmosphere. Sometimes there will be unforeseen scenario around us will be going on. So in that state, how I am practicing and applying meditation is, the first word is, when wake up early in the morning itself, I try to make use whatever time I have to create thoughts for my son when sitting in meditations. I don't have to take more time, only morning about 5 or 10 minutes. First, I must learn to receive from higher energy, then I project that on my son. Okay, it's just have to visualize like that. So when I'm cooking or doing my daily chores and I'm hearing that there's some sound coming from him, he has his own pattern, he's in his own world, sound coming from him. So I keep sending a good positive thoughts to him. I'm not going to say that why he's doing things like this today, why he's a hyper today. No, I try to understand him more by sending the vibrations. So it could be in when I'm cooking also. Let's say you are cooking for your child, and I'm experiencing this. I try to put more positive energy when I'm cooking. I don't want to do things in rushing, say I must do something and give it to him. Imagine whatever I'm doing, there will be a vibration, and the child going to experience the same vibration. So why not I'm do in a very calm situation? Any action also there must be a purpose, not simply do because it's a duty and routine. Do not have to make things complicated, make it simple. Okay, we already have a very challenging situation, so I don't have to make my life complicated. I just try to make it simple. And also, if I can create that, it become in prolonged time, it become a habit in me. And when my son also receiving that, whatever he's seeing from me, he try to imitate. I believe here is the teachers and the parents here. You might have learned this word. They like to copy us more. Even day-to-day life also, I also taught my son how to use music. Okay, so I try to plan. When there is a music, you need to be calm. I used meditation in this kind of practical way. When the music comes, you need to sit down. When the music comes, you just have to be quiet.
Okay. Ms. Lagason, you were mentioning about meditating, that you allocate some time to meditate, but you were particularly mentioning you meditate in the morning. So does meditating in the morning makes a difference? What will your son be doing at that time? Will he be sleeping or will he be sitting with you?
Most of the time he will be sleeping. It's very common. Children, they don't wake up so early, so they will be sleeping. And I believe at that morning time, even we also never create any plan for the day-to-day activity yet. Our mind also simple. So a few thought, very economical thought only in my mind. So it is easy to project, isn't it? So I just imagine when he's sleeping, I can radiate more energy to him through meditation. And because morning time is a very pure time, not many movement in this world, I believe, no sound there. It is a quiet moment. Even the child also sleeping peacefully. Okay. Sometimes they will sleep late. I'm sure some of the parents experience that. They have sleeping disorder as well when they are very hyper. Okay. In that time also, you still can bring the meditation feeling. Okay, this is a time for you to rest, for your mind to rest. You should rest. Not to say no and stop him, rushing and put him to sleep, but it has to start before the first day itself. Before I send the meditation feeling in the morning, the first day itself, make sure that I am ready and my child is ready. So when he's sleeping, it's easy to send the vibration. And one more thing I would like to tell you, some of the parents here, maybe as me, sometimes I'm busy. Let's say I'm busy. If I'm just using 5 minutes in the morning, I still can do another one more time in the evening. And that time the child is active. Now I try and I research and also experiment myself that when the child is active, when I try to do meditation, okay, when I'm looking at him, I'm also looking at him. He's also an energy. He's also a pure soul, and he's doing what is given to him, what he's supposed to do. A simple thought. Just radiate like that. You don't have to sit, get a space for that and all that. Just very practical. While moving itself, you try to withdraw energy from higher source and just give the child.
Okay. Mrs. Sadagisan, you are using the word vibration. Can you explain further what vibration means and how it actually helps your son as well as other family members?
Okay. Let me say that. Okay, in a psychological way also, I think I believe this, where sometimes whatever we are thinking, it also reach others as ripples. Okay, ripples or waves of energy. So what happened? For example, sometimes we will say that in a, let's say at home, I'm thinking about something who's staying very far in another country, in America or Holland. I'm thinking about them, and suddenly they give me a call. And what we always say is that just 5 minutes ago, I was thinking about you and you are calling me. It may be coincident, but we must believe that sometimes our thought also traveled. Yeah, our thought also traveled. Even in science, I think they still believe in vibrations. All of us might have heard that there is an example given where two different rooms, the water glass was placed, and in one room, a very positive words was given. Okay, a positive music was played, and in another room, is all negative words were played. And after some time, when the scientists checked, the water glass, which is in the positive room, is very clear. Another one is look blur, like like a dirt inside. So what the energy that received from the atmosphere, positive and negative, is such a way our thought also can travel, is give ripples. For example, sometimes let's say their blood connected to us, it will work more. Everything have a reason why this person is connected to me in my life. Why this person have come in front of me. There must be a reason, there must be a connection. It is not only in a spiritual way thinking, but everything have a reason, right? I believe science also have said the same thing. So that's how the ripples of the vibrations, what I'm creating, how I'm seeing things, whatever I created around me, now I'm sitting here, is something is already maybe I created in my mind. Just like what Sister Punita says, she was waiting 2 years to do some, a program like this. She's waiting 2 years. Even though it takes time, but it still happened, isn't it? So the thought that you have created is all, the environment also created accordingly. So I believe that is the way it works for my son.
Okay, that was a very nice sharing. But now we are talking very deep. So how about we move to a very lighter subject from a caregiver's point of view? Can you share with us one or two speciality of your son?
Okay, my son, the beautiful part in him is he loves music, and when he hear music, he like to be more loving to people. He's a grown-up child, 19 years old, and is more loving to people. But people means especially the family members. But to strangers, he will be very careful. Actually, for this, I need to thank the teachers and the therapists who discipline him, how he should react and respond to strangers, and how he should be with the family members. Okay, the specialty in him is he's able to recognize all these simple things, and when the music start to play, he's able to sing. He's able to follow that. Okay, a small achievement in a child, like a milestone, is a big happiness in mother. Okay, I believe his parents here, they can understand what I have felt. So big achievement. Maybe the changes doesn't look it. We don't have to prove to the world, but just to make sure that he also can do things just like others, sometimes a little bit extraordinary. And one more specialty I found that in my son is he's very good in, sometimes I forget the route of the road when I'm driving, and he's able to show me. He's not really 100% perfect in verbal, but he able to show me the place, left or right, and he will give a sound that I should move that way. And I will recall that is the right one. After so long, he could remember. Then I can understand he has a good memory power. That is the good specialty. But practically, I love to see him, very loving child, very beautiful soul. Because as a normal child, once they grow up after teenage, I also have another son. It's very hard for me to get, expression of love. Of course, they are very good child, very caring son, but for the special child, the expression of love is very beautiful. So I think I'm very gifted also. Not every time we can get someone who express love. Even when we are down, the child still able to love unconditionally.
It is really nice to actually look at a special need child from the point of view of a caregiver or a parent, because for others, they appear very much detached from the surrounding and the people around them, but they have different way of expressing, and it's something only the caregiver or the parents can actually understand. So, Mrs. Alagason, I can see after practicing meditation, there are many positive changes in your life and also in your son's life. Change is hard, but it is also necessary, and you and your family were determined to make that changes to cater your son. Will you be able to share with us one or two incidents whereby you have practically applied this meditation technique with your son and how it helped him?
Okay, I would like to share a very challenges incident that me and other family members, okay, the father and brother were together. We experienced this in an international airport. This is, I want to say that there is a very challenges time, very hard for a mother to, to handle the situation. As a normal person in a very panic situation, the first thing the body will react, and my ears I can feel the chill, the nervous, how it's happened, and it will block everything, stop you from thinking. So that time in the international airport, what happened is that my son is unable to control himself, and he got hyper. As we are standing in the line of immigration where we need to chop our passport, and all of us know there will be a line distance for everyone. We can't cross the yellow line because another passenger is getting all the official things done with the immigration. So for my son, he's a big boy. I have to handle him. First thing, people don't understand that why he's unable to stand in the line. And somehow they understand there's something wrong, so they never react. The secondly, when my son start to make some noise, and also his behavior is improper. So as a family member, my eldest son also start to feel that, and I could feel the vibration that he's not happy. He feel very embarrassment at that time. He don't know how to control his brother, and I have to take care of both of them, the feeling. And the father have to make sure that he need to talk to the officer if the situation got worse, because people around started to react. Some even gave us a correction that we parents should learn how to control the child. As a special need autism kid, he looks so perfect outside, and his behavior is wrong. So at that moment, what I feel that I should not react. I only have to respond. So I start to look those who are reacting in that situation as they are doing this because they are in ignorance. If they know the real situation, I'm sure they are very good person. They won't be reacting in this way. I try to put myself in their place. Maybe I also could do the same because I do know. So I look at them as a very good souls around, just they don't have idea what's happening. So they are doing some reaction. Okay, they have to step away from our area. It's just like a defend themselves of my son's way of behavior. Anybody could have that, right? We want to protect ourselves. So I try to respond and think in this way. And slowly I saw that their reaction getting slow. We got help and we were in priority lane. And at the same time also my son also calmed. I just try to be silent and do what is necessary at that time.
Okay.
This is where meditation helped me.
Sorry for interrupting. If I may ask, do you think this same scenario would have played out differently if you were not practicing meditation?
Definitely. I will be very protective and defensive mother, and I don't know the way how I will react. I will use maybe anger or disheartenment or disappointment. Okay, and maybe my reaction could be worse from what I saw from the public. And all kind of things could come into my mind, because nowadays whatever incidents happening outside, people will tend to take it in the phone, record it, YouTube, viral it out, so many things. So all that also came to my mind at that time, but I just try to stay calm. And that time I just hold on to myself and what I learned, how I withdraw the power. It's not only to protect my son, but also to send to others, and also to say that all of you are good people. So immediately the situation could calm down already.
Okay, that was a honest sharing. I can see that meditation give you more clarity in your thinking during challenging times. Mrs. Alagason, previously you informed me that you are not just practicing meditation, but you are also volunteering yourself in an NGO to teach meditation. So on a long run, doesn't it make you tired? What actually keeps you motivated?
Not really actually making me tired, but the thing is motivated me is when I saw changes in me. So I was thinking that I can bring changes in many people also. Not only myself is it's not only teaching meditation is a second part, but the changes that I bring, the connection to my inner power, and whatever I emerge from myself, as I say, it also can help people around me. So what made me motivated? And second thing is, I learned the more I do for the child and for others and involve them, at the same time, I find that I accumulate a lot of power and energy for myself. So I don't find it tiring. I find it, I'm enjoying it. I also can be, as a very normal person, I also can move in the society and in a very activity for good cause, just like others. So when I engage myself in learning meditation and teaching meditation, accumulation taught me that I'm empowering myself and empowering my child and empowering others. At the same time, I find that whatever sacrifice that I did for the child is already rewrite and override with all these NGO activities. Okay, and also help me to see the challenges that I have is the challenges for me to learn something and also to help others. My son is not an obstacle. I should not think that my child is an obstacle to move on life just like others. No, we still can carry on our life as what we want. And I choose this. because extremely I have a challenges in my life. So extremely I must try something extremely good. So I find that this this task of learning meditation and teaching meditation is one of the very auspicious tasks to do. And it will override and rewrite whatever energy I lost when I'm taking care of the child, when I'm using, when I say, oh, I feel tired, I feel this and I feel that. No, that won't happen when I'm engaged myself in this. It's helped me more. It helped me more to take care of my son. When I'm taking care of my son, whatever I learn, I share here in my NGO task. And whatever I'm learning here, I'm accumulating here, it's helped to take care of my son also.
Okay, so I believe everyone who attended this program today, they actually wanted to learn meditation and practice meditation on daily basis. But we all have 24 hours, and every parents of special needs children have their hands full with their daily responsibilities. So how do you make time for these extra activities? How do you actually manage your time?
Okay, I manage my time by planning that what is priority in my life first. When I wake up is for myself. Okay, I try to energize myself with my meditations, with my daily routines that I supposed to do early hour. I try to finish that. Because why? As a mother of a special need child, we tend to spend more time with the child so that we could see more changes, right? So that means the early hour, we try to make our life thinking, our routine simple. So I just make time like early morning meditation, do my cooking, attend my classes. I also have attending a spiritual knowledge classes because that help more in meditation. And then after that, the schooling, therapies and everything. And you won't believe, even though in 24 hours, I still able to take rest for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Let it be in the car or at home. At least you will have a nap. And that moment also you still can use for meditation or radiate some positive energy. Okay. So like this, I try to manage myself. After that, at the evening, I have more time, so I can use that time to extend get more time to meditate. Morning, I only take, let's say, 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But at the end, the day, I can get more time because I have already done my work in the morning. The first early morning, if I give myself for to draw energy and to radiate energy, you wouldn't believe I will get more time to spend with my son and with very energetic also. I'm not getting tired. What I invest early in the morning is very important. Early of the day is very important. So I plan my time accordingly. So I don't find it's very hard to meditation or get time to meditate. And as I say, while moving and walking around also, I also learn the tactic how to be in meditative state.
Okay. Well, I think I speak for the audience when I say at this point, you have convinced me to practice meditation. And if you don't mind me asking, is meditation hard?
Meditation actually is not hard, but to focus and concentrate, we have to work hard. That's what I feel. Because all of us have many things crossing our mind. So to bring the mind in focus and concentrate is something that, one thing that we work a little bit more, give time for that. Okay. So I must learn how to withdraw from all the other thoughts around me and focus only in myself. Then we can meditate, and we don't have to look for a special atmosphere, special space, special time or special position to sit, you know, a special way of posture to sit. That is good for body, but for special need mothers and kids, that's not always a perfect arrangement will be there. So from my experience, it is not hard. We can meditate anytime we want, just we need to focus, that's all.
Okay. Mrs. Allegese, previously you mentioned that during meditation you actually connect to higher power and then you receive the energy and you send that vibration to your son. So can you explain to us what is higher power for you?
Okay. For me, the higher power is, I used to say, is a supreme light. In a very short word, I would like to say I would recognize it as a God. That's for me. But here, parents from a different background and different belief system means they can use that as higher power. Why I'm using light? Because in this world, even for any kind of different background, we can't deny that our life needs light. Nobody want to be in the darkness. Okay, nobody want to be in the ignorance part. Okay, if something is dark, we feel something is not good, right? So anything that we make choice, choice is always there, but I must make sure I choose the right choice. So I choose light. So something is very universal and easy for us to remember. So that's why I choose the supreme light, God, as my higher source of energy. If someone find that positivity is light for them, they can choose that. If someone find that their inner power, their self-respect is the light for them, they can choose that, or according to their own belief system.
Okay, it was clear. So I think it will be beneficial if you can give us practical example on how to meditate and what kind of thoughts you create during meditation.
Okay, during meditation, I like to say here is we need to create only powerful and positive thought. We don't bring any, even a small doubt in it. Okay, I'm trying to try this on my son, but I don't know whether it's working or not. Let me try. The word try should not be there. Just straightforward. This is what he needs. This is what I want to do. No, the word of try should not be there. The word of what we called let me research on something should not be there. Straightforward, only positive and powerful thought. Positive and powerful thought means a thought not only without doubt, but it should not be waste thought, and also it should not be very selfish, like this is the way I want my son to be. No, it's not like that. We don't try to play their role even in our mind also. We don't see them as how I want to see them. We empower them the way that they should be. It's not that what I want. So positive and powerful thought is it's good that if you have become like that. It's good that you are this. It's good that you are a peaceful soul. It's good that you're a good child and a lovely child. It's good that you are able to handle this. Even he's just handle a very small thing. It's not a big changes, but appreciate. I should learn to appreciate that. So this kind of thought I must bring into meditation. So maybe can we share how to radiate that energy? Okay. So simple thought that we can create is first, I have to be very focused on me and then draw the energy and then radiate that to the child. Okay. So we can see a picture here. I'm a simple mother. Okay. So I have this supreme light behind me. So I'm an energy in the center of the forehead. Now I also the project as a shadow teacher towards my child. So this is the way I draw energy from the supreme light behind me, and then I project that same energy and power towards my child. Okay. So why not we give a moment for a meditation experience? So I like to say that use this moment not only to empower our own self and give energy to the child or to your students with their special need, anybody that under your care, if they need this kind of energy, and you find that this is very important in their life, I would like to stress here that it's not only for us. According to WHO, World Health Organization, the high level stress, this is a statistic that they have given, high level stress is the stress from the parents who have special need kids. Because they are caught up in uncertainty, they are quite blur about their child's future, and they don't know what to do. So this causes them a big stress in their life. So now we will experience this meditation which can empower them. Just sit, relax, just for 3 minutes. Imagine and visualize yourself. Now you bring all the energy from your senses, your thoughts. Just focus everything straight into the center of the forehead. And focus on the word that I'm going to say now in a very practical way. Relax yourself, just focus on the words that I'm going to say. I, the soul, a simple light point of energy in the center of my forehead. I focus all my thoughts on myself. I'm thinking, remembering, observing myself. I'm a star. I concentrate on my thought. I visualize that a source of light of energy above me and I'm drawing all the energy, the rays of light and power to me. Now, slowly, I visualize I'm sitting with a child who need this energy, who need this power to move on in his life. I visualize I'm sitting on the globe with this child and I'm drawing energy above, from above, and I'm slowly spreading it to this child. It is radiating. I draw love from the higher source. I draw peace. I draw mercy. Slowly, it is radiating like a circle of energy around the child. I'm sending to him. And I come to realization that many in this world, parents and children, they need to empower themselves with this high level of energy. So slowly I'm radiating to all that I know to help themselves feel relaxed, peace, with a lot of love. They can able to manage their feeling, their emotions, and they are very powerful parents, and they have a unique, beautiful soul with them, beautiful children. Be peace. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Mrs. Alagason, for that insightful sharing. I certainly learned a lot. Usually, when we talk about meditation, people assume it's something very complex. But today, I learned that meditation is as simple as sitting, relaxing your mind, focusing on your mind, creating positive thoughts, and thereby creating positive energy. So, like Mrs. Alagason mentioned, we all play many roles every single day. We are a parent, we are a child, a sibling, a friend, an employee, and so on. Sometimes the responsibilities of this role are so overwhelming that we even forget ourselves. The role of being a caregiver for a specially child is certainly a very huge one. And if you want to do good for your child, start by doing something good for yourself. Try to allocate some time of your busy schedule for your own mental health and well being. You can also use this time to learn meditation. We just heard the testimony. Apparently, it's very effective. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you all had a great time. I will pass to the MC.
Now will be a very special moment, a time to receive the words of empowerment, specially meant for each one of you. So let me explain how it works. So we will show you 8 pictures with a special virtue or power. Choose one that is most likely for you. Then wait for it to be played, and you will see how these words are so meaningful and so magical. They will capture your particular thoughts and feelings. So let us have the words of encouragement now.
to face any situation in life, you have become a real hero for yourself and others.
With the power of clarity, you support others through wisdom and understanding. You are a source of strength and enlightenment.
With the power of positive thoughts, you are confident, ever contented, and never influenced by anyone's negativity. Your peaceful and calm nature makes life easy for everyone and inspires them to develop tolerance and patience.
Comes from a mind that is positive, benevolent, and full of good wishes for all.
See everything in a positive light and focus on the good things in life. This fills your life with great happiness.
With self-respect, nothing can shake you, as you uphold truth and spiritual values in this world.
You appreciate everything you have in your life, and this allows you to face every challenge with your inner peace and inner power. You appreciate life.
Inspirational words by the Brahma Kumaris, Malaysia.
Thank you all, and hope this has been a very beneficial program for you, as it has been for me. You can see how meditation can help us all, no matter how we are, whatever our needs are. So let us have this meditation session. All of us, all of you can be part of us, and this is offered free of charge. You can see the link in the chat box below. So click and register. So till we meet again, thank you and stay safe.